Hi and welcome to Happy Healthy Hammies, Sequence A. In this series, we're going to do a handful of modified versions of hamstring openers that are part of the Happy Healthy Hammies Instagram challenge. Sequence A is a great morning or beginning of the day sequence. So if you're ready, grab your blocks, grab your mat, and I'll see you here. Let's get started. We'll start each practice beginning in downward dog. And remember that we do a modified version of downward dog, so if you have blocks, it'd be great to use them. And then take your feet and bring them much closer to your hands. Take them wide, bend your knees, lift your tailbone up high, and feel the length and the opening in the back of your spine. And take a breath in, and exhale it out. And you can press down through your right foot, straighten your right leg, and then shift your hips to the left to open up through the inside of your right leg. And then shift your hips to the right to get opening in the outside of your right leg. And then bend that knee, and we'll do the same thing on the left. So see if you can drop your heel down to the mat and use the bend in your right knee to give you the leverage you need to shift your hips over to the right and open up through the inside of your left leg. And then shift your hips to the left and open up through the outside of your left leg. And then see if you can shift your weight back a little bit. Maybe walk your fingertips back, drop your heels down, and see if you can shift your hips back so you can get open all through the backs of both legs. Take a breath in, exhale it out, and then inhale, come back to downward dog. Bend your knees, lift your tailbone, inhale. On your exhale, step forward, and we'll come to a wide-legged forward fold. Take your feet wide, bend your knees, lift your tailbone up high. Again, this is important that we're focused on our legs. And then you can just drop your head, your neck, and your shoulders down. And in this pose, I like to shift my hips from one side to the other and just start to open everything up. It takes a while to get access to the ligaments, the fascia in your legs. And so you have to keep working it, and you have to keep kind of moving and lengthening and opening with your breath. Take a breath in. And exhale it out. And then bring your feet to hips width distance. Press down through both feet. Use the press of your feet to come up to standing. And we'll root down with our feet hips width distance apart. Root down through your right foot and your right hip and press with your hip. And then reach from the top of your hip all the way past your armpit through your fingertips. And see if you can pull yourself open. Inhale. And then exhale to center. Do the same thing on the other side. So root down through your right foot and press with your right hip. And then reach from the top of your hip all the way through your fingertips. Inhale. Then exhale. Press. Reach. And then come back to center. Now root down through both feet, through both hips. And then pull from the top of your hips all the way through your fingertips. Big back bend. Inhale. And then exhale, come to center. Just take a moment to feel your feet on the mat, to kind of arrive and be present for practice. On an inhale, reach your hands up high. On an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, take your feet hips width distance. Bend your knees, halfway lift. Pull your tailbone back and pull the top of your head forward. And again, press your belly button back towards your spine. You want to engage your core. And in this pose, I like to take a moment to find my feet. So see if you can lift your toes and notice where you naturally step, where you naturally press into the mat. And see if you can shift that so that you're evenly pressing with all four corners of your feet, and that might feel a little bit different than what you're used to. And once you find that place, you can drop your toes down. Notice your spine again. Pull your tailbone back and pull the top of your head forward. And stay parallel with the floor. Take a breath in. On your exhale, step back, high plank. And in high plank, you want your spine again parallel with the floor. So you're keeping that integrity, that alignment that we had in halfway lift. And using the press of your feet to pull your tailbone back and pull the top of your head forward. And then your shoulders are over your wrists. Take a breath in and exhale it out. And then press your belly button back towards your spine. Inhale. And then exhale, downward dog. And step forward, bend your knees, lift your tailbone. And take that modified version. And the sweetness of this version is that it allows you to lengthen through your spine. And truly use this as a transitional rest. Inhale. And exhale. And then bring your toes to touch. Inhale your right leg up high. And use the leverage, the press of your left foot to help you reach a little bit farther. Inhale. And then exhale, curl your knee into your chest and plant your foot for lunge. You want to bring your feet to the point where you're comfortably resting or you're comfortably pressing through your front foot, your right foot. And that you can balance as you start to lift your fingertips between your 2 feet. We're going to come into crescent lunge, but we're going to take a moment to find our alignment. So press from your right foot. Press your right hip back. Keep your thigh engaged. And then press with your left foot, engage your left thigh, and pull your left hip forward. So now your hips are square. And the pressing of your feet, you can kind of pull them together as you lift your torso up for crescent lunge. Drop your tailbone. Maybe press your back heel back. And then come up, crescent lunge. And just notice your belly button. Press it back towards your spine. Use the press of your feet to engage your thighs. And then engage your core and see if you can grow a little taller. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And in this pose, the press of our back foot, the back heel, allows you to open up through the front of your leg. And I want you to feel that lengthening, that opening, as we balance in this strengthening warrior pose. Inhale and exhale. And again, use your feet, use your strength to open up a little bit more through the front of that hip. Inhale and exhale. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bring your hands down to blocks. Come back to lunge. And then bring your hands to blocks, and we'll bring them to the middle or the high point, whatever you need. And start to shift your weight into the front leg, into all four corners of your front foot. Use the press of that foot to start to straighten your leg. Maybe you walk your blocks out a little bit farther. Then you can start to lift your back foot, your left foot. And you can keep your hips square. Keep your belly button pressing up towards your spine. Keep your spine from the back of your head all the way through your heel long. And this is a modified version of Warrior 3. Or you can roll your hip open and maybe start to lift your left fingertips and come into a half moon. And engage your core, and you can just start to grow into this pose. So take it to wherever it feels most comfortable for you. And that could be on a block, and that could be unsupported. Just keep working. Notice the work that you're doing in your leg. Notice the opening in the back of your leg. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Press down and open up through your chest. Inhale. And then exhale, drop your left foot and come up to standing. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open up through your chest. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. And take your feet wide. Walk them out. And slightly bend your knees so you don't lock your legs out. And again, you're opening up your hamstrings. So I want you to pull your tailbone up. And just start to notice, start to focus your attention to adjust your feet, your knees, your ankles, to wherever you need to so that you can really get into the backs of your legs. Almost sitting into this pose, sitting back into this pose. And you can stay here with your hands down. Or you can interlace them behind your back and add an arm bind. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And this is one of those poses where you can close your eyes and kind of draw into yourself. And spend as much time here as you want. We'll take 2 more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath in. Exhale it out. And then walk your feet back a little bit closer. Inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale, shift your hips towards the front of the room. Reach your arms up high. And then exhale, bring your hands back down. Find your blocks. Take a breath in and lunge. And then exhale, step back. Downward dog. Breath in and breath out. And just notice, before we move into the left half of this series, just take a moment to notice your legs. Notice the openness and the availability in your right leg. Notice any resistance in your left leg. And that's the work we're doing here. That's the work of this class. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale it out. And then bring your toes to touch. Inhale, straighten your left leg and lift it up high. And again, take that moment to find the length from the back of your head. Press your heel back. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, curl your knee into your chest and plant your foot for lunge. And then take your feet wide. Find your base. Stack your front knee over all 4 corners of your front foot. Press your front hip back. Press through your back foot. Pull your back hip forward so that your hips are even. And then use the press of your foot. Pull them together to come up for crescent lunge. And use the press of your feet. Engage your thighs. Open up through your back hip. And then you can reach your arms up high. Engage your core. And use the strength of your core, the strength of your legs, and the press of your foot and your back heel to open up through the front of your right thigh. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep pressing your heel back. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath in. And then exhale, you can come back down to blocks. Bring your blocks to the high point. Start to shift your weight onto your left foot, to all 4 corners of your left foot. And use the growth, the length, as you start to straighten your left leg to reach your right leg up high. And again, you can keep your hips square. You can keep your spine long and keep the heel of your foot pressing back. Engage your core. Stay long through your spine. You can stay here. You can start to root down through your left foot and use that to open up through your right hip. And use that to reach your right hand up high and come to half moon. And you can come to any version of this that you want. Just use the press of your left foot. Engage your core and see if you can open up a little bit more through your chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Press down, open up, inhale, And then exhale, press through your left foot, come to wide-legged stance. And then press down through both feet and both hips. Open up through your chest. And then exhale, forward fold. Walk your feet out. And this time, you can stay in the forward fold, or you can straighten one leg and bend the other knee and kind of sit back towards your heel. And notice how that feels. Allows you to open up through the backs of your legs. And then switch sides. And this is called snake squat. And you can keep moving with breath. So take a breath in. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, this is one of those poses that you can keep doing for as long as you're comfortable, or as long as you're getting access and availability in your legs. And then come back to center. And take a breath in, press up to standing. Inhale, reach your arms up high. And then exhale, bring your hands to center. And we'll end our practice today by just taking a moment to find some quiet peace, to come back to the beginning of practice and just notice the difference. See if you can close your eyes and check in with your legs and your hips and your spine and see if you notice a difference. As always, thank you for practicing with me. And I look forward to seeing you for sequence B in our next video. Namaste.